I know it happened, bro.
The question isn't whether something happened. The question is why nobody's held accountable.
So what, you want to tell it or not? Because either you're going to hold it in and let it destroy your life, or you just going to tell it now. Or
that's what Brysher Gray faced. That's the choice they gave him, and he chose wrong.
You know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck.
Those aren't allegations anymore. Those are confessions captured on tape. And Taraji P. Henson is done staying silent about what Jada and Will Smith did to that kid. But here's what nobody is connecting. Brysher Gray wasn't supposed to end up here. In 2015, he was 17 years old with a face that could launch 1,000 ships, a voice that could make you feel every emotion, and a life trajectory that had generational wealth written all over it. He'd already opened for 2 Chainz and Fabulous. The Philly music scene was his playground. He had buzz, he had talent, he had the look, and most importantly, he had the right person watching him. Charlie Mack, a legendary figure in the industry who'd been protecting and grooming talent the right way for 30 years. Then he landed the role of Hakeem Lyon on Empire. That was the golden ticket. That was the moment every young artist in America would have killed for that role. But Brysher didn't just get the role, he got something way more dangerous. He got the attention of Will Smith, and that's when everything changed.
I'm watching him, he's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo, so Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add.
Listen to that. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. Those words should make your skin crawl because what Will Smith was offering wasn't love. It was a trap dressed up in mentorship. This is the game Hollywood gatekeepers have been playing for decades. They spot a kid with potential, wrap it up in protection and guidance, and then use that access to own them completely. Taraji knows this world. She's survived it. She's watched other women navigate it. But what she learned about what happened to Brysher behind closed doors with Jada and Will showed her something darker than she'd ever witnessed. That young man never had a chance.
That we told our people to tell Warren Littlefield, who was running NBC at the time, we was like, man, this is how smart we were, right? We was like, man, fuck your fucking TV show. You clip this cartoon, we don't want your sitcom. Fucking tear up the shit. We don't want to do a sitcom with you if you cut the cartoon.
Here's what they're not telling you in the official biography. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air wasn't just Will Smith's breakout, it was his initiation. The story circulating in industry circles is that Benny Medina brokered something darker than a simple audition. He allegedly took Will to Quincy Jones' house for a private meeting about the role. When Will walked out, he had the part locked. The thing he doesn't talk about? What happened in that house? There's a pattern with Will Smith. Diddy supposedly did something similar. Clive Davis required it. And now we're seeing the same cycle repeat with Brysher Gray, except this time we have witnesses, we have testimony, and we have a woman like Taraji who's finally willing to name names. At first, Jada was brought in to make Brysher feel safe, to make him feel seen. Women in the industry have always been used as comfort, as proof that what's happening is normal, is acceptable, is part of the game. Taraji revealed that Jada and Brysher allegedly started having an affair, just like she did with August Alsina before that. But this wasn't a romance. This was strategic. This was control. When you're 17, 18 years old, and a woman who's married to Will Smith pays attention to you, who's protecting you, who's supposedly helping you navigate the industry, you develop an emotional bond. You think you're protected. You think this is love. You think she cares. By the time you realize it's not, you're already trapped.
What's wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, Will raped me. Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. Charlie made me suck.
That's not speculation. That's a breakdown on a film set. That's a young man's last cry for help before the machine fully consumed him. Here's what people don't understand about exploitation at this level. It's not just about power. It's about the architecture of control. If Brysher tried to pull away, he was already locked in. They had leverage. They had blackmail. They had the ability to destroy him in every direction simultaneously, leave. They'd spread rumors about him trying to seduce Jada. They'd leak stories about his mental instability. They'd cut him off from every contact in the industry who mattered. His own mother had already sold him out to this mentorship. He had nowhere to run, so he stayed, and he allowed himself to be used over and over again until they were done with him.
Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada will watch at the houses. She had her laptop. She would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of other, some celebrities, everything.
This is where it gets dangerous. This is where the rumors become evidence. According to one person close to the situation, someone with direct knowledge, Jada allegedly kept recordings, videos, tapes of the things happening in that house, Will and her and others, celebrities whose names would destroy empires if they came out.
I'm under penalty of perjury. If anything in here is a lie, my ass going to jail, period. There's no if, there's no ends, there's no but.
It's not casual gossip. That's someone willing to go to federal prison for what they're saying.
Tyrese with Will and Jada, then the one with Charlie Mack and Will. Jada's not on it, but you can hear her say, make him spit up.
If those tapes come out, and according to sources they might, everything changes. Everything.
You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man.
Terrence Howard isn't mincing words here. He's seen this happen before. He's watched people in this industry do unspeakable things and then spend the rest of their lives broken.
A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it.
That's not just commentary. That's a warning. That's someone who's watched careers built on exploitation come crashing down. Brysher's descent happened in real time, and it wasn't subtle. While he was still on Empire, he was already breaking. The assistant on set watched it happen. A kid who'd been positioned as the next Will Smith was crashing.
When I'm in Chicago, this guy's acting erratic. Crazy. He's getting stopped by the cops. There's male prostitutes involved. There's mental illness involved, there's drug use involved, and I'm really trying to see what happened to this guy.
Male prostitutes, drugs, mental breakdowns, arrests, all of this while he's supposed to be at the peak of his career, surrounded by love and protection. The machine doesn't just use people, it destroys them and then discards them. Once Brysher stopped being useful, once he couldn't perform anymore, once he became a liability instead of an asset, they moved on. They blacklisted him. They cut him off. They made sure nobody in the industry would touch him. And now, according to reports, Brysher is doing adult content with other men to buy food. A kid who was supposed to be a megastar. A kid who opened for 2 Chainz. A kid who had the world in his hands. All gone. This isn't new. This isn't unique to Brysher. And if you know where to look, you'll find the same pattern everywhere.
And he liked me. He was like, let's go see a movie. I was like, okay.
You guys went to a movie.
I called my dad and I was like, I got in the car. My dad goes, how'd it go? It went great. He was like, really? And I said, yeah, we're going to the movies. My dad's like, what? Like, we're going to the movies. And he was like, want a date? And I was like, I don't know.
Even a comedian like Burt Kreischer nearly fell for it. Will's invitation to see a movie, alone, at Planet Hollywood. The setup is so calculated, it should make you sick.
He's trying to I go, what? And he goes, listen, this is very popular in Hollywood. These guys have had so much pussy, they get tired of it, and so they're trying to turn out young boys.
Burt's father spelled it out. This is an industry-wide machine. These guys prey on ambition, they exploit desperation, and they move on to the next victim when they're done. The only reason Burt Kreischer survived it, his father was present. His father was protective. He had someone willing to say no. Brysher had his mother, who allegedly sold him into it. He had Charlie Mack, who may have enabled it. He had Jada, who used him. And he had Will, who owned him. There was no escape hatch. Taraji didn't just hear rumors. She reached out. She tried to help. She saw a young man destroyed by the people Will Smith used as his shield, and she couldn't stay quiet anymore. This is a woman who survived this industry. She knows the cost. She knows the price women pay. But watching what happened to Brysher, watching Jada participate in his destruction while Will played the mentor on Instagram, broke something in her. No wonder you don't see Taraji and Jada in the same room anymore. No wonder they don't post together. No wonder there's this ice-cold distance between them. Taraji knows, and she's waiting for the right moment to say it publicly. She's building her case. She's gathering her evidence. And when she speaks, people will listen because she has nothing left to lose. Think about that. Think about every interview where Will Smith smiles and talks about his mentorship. Every time he posts about young talent. Every time he positions himself as a sage or a guide. It's all theater. And Jada, she's the handler. She's the keeper of secrets. She's the one with the tapes. She's the one with the leverage. And that's why Will has to let her dominate him publicly. That's why he has to sit there while she runs the red table talk and makes decisions. and controls the narrative. She can destroy him with a word. This isn't just about Will and Jada. This is about an entire ecosystem of predators and enablers. Diddy, Quincy Jones, Benny Medina, Clive Davis, Tyler Perry, the list goes on, and they're all connected. They all know each other. They all participate in the same machine. It starts at the top. The gatekeepers decide who gets access. The gatekeepers set the price, and the price is always the same. Your body, your dignity, your soul. Every young man who's ever wanted to be a star has had to contemplate that cost. Some of them refuse. Some of them pay it and survive. And some of them, like Brysher Gray, pay it and never recover.
That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
The consequence is coming. The tapes are out there. The testimony is being recorded. And Taraji isn't the only one willing to talk anymore. Brysher Gray may be too broken to lead this charge, but he's already broken the silence. He's already said it out loud on camera, and that means others will too. Terrence Howard is backing him. Taraji is investigating. And there are people in positions of power who know exactly what happened and are waiting for the moment to speak. The tapes will eventually surface. The evidence will eventually be verified, and when it does, it won't just be about Brysher anymore. It will be about every young man this machine has consumed. Will Smith built his empire on a lie. He built it on exploitation. He built it on abuse, and he covered it up with celebrity and charm and strategic appearances on talk shows. But his greatest role was always pretending to be something he's not, and that role is almost over. So the question now is simple. When Taraji goes public, and she will anyone actually listen? Or will the industry close ranks again, protect its own, and let another predator slide? Brysher Gray deserves accountability. He deserves justice, and he deserves to know that when he finally speaks in full, people will believe him, because Taraji already does. The proof is there. The tapes exist, the testimony is on record, and the clock is ticking on how long this can stay hidden. The only question left is, who else is on those hard drives? Because when that answer comes out, nobody's untouchable anymore.